Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please do subscribe down below. My name is Adeola and I upload videos about Africa, the black community and growing as a whole. So if you're interested in videos on those topics, please do subscribe down below and join our community. So today's video is going to be another facts about an African countries video, and we are talking about none other than Eritrea. So let's get into it. Before we get into those interesting facts, I'm going to give you some general ones, but before we get into the general ones, I do want to say, please, if you want more information about the different African countries, please do go to my website AdeolaSpeaks.com. I offer a plethora of information about the different African countries. I host different blog posts as well from fellow travelers to different countries, so you can get some tips there. You can know what attractions are in each country. You can know about the cultures, the customs. We also have a shop as well where we sell handmade African accessories, and profits made from those sales will go back to the African communities. So we do offer a lot at AdeolaSpeaks.com. Please do make sure you check it out if you're interested in knowing more about African countries. So yeah, let's get into the general facts about Eritrea. Eritrea is located in northeast Africa. It's on the Horn of Africa and it is bordered by Sudan and Ethiopia and Djibouti, with the Red Sea on the right, and across from the Red Sea is Yemen. Capital is Asmara and the local currency is called the Eritrean Nakfa. Eritrea, the country's name, actually stems from Greek and Latin. The country means red as it's located by the Red Sea. The country has a population of about 5 million people, with the predominant religion being Islam. This one is a little bit hard to record because the Muslims who live in the country are quite nomadic as well, so they travel a lot and they don't really know borders, if that makes sense, in the traditional sense. So some people would say Christians are the majority, some people say Muslims. It's a bit of a difficult one to record. Facts about Eritrea: Asmara, the capital's name, actually means made them unite, and this has an interesting history because Asmara used to be home to four different clans used to live there, and there was always rivalry with the clans and of course the southern parts of the country as well. And it wasn't until the women, who, another fun fact in a fun fact, made up 30% of the fighting force when it came for fighting for their independence and their freedom. The women actually made the four different clans unite, and that's when they came up with the name Asmara, which means made them unite. So go on, girls, get them in shape. Eritrea's capital is also known as New Rome or Little Italy, and this is stems back to the colonial era, as it was a former colony of Italy, and they have a lot of Italian buildings and colonial style buildings still erect in the country. The capital is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it has a very interesting mix, so much so the Italian influence can be seen so much so that the older generations still speak Italian and can write it as well. And also Italian cuisine can be widely found in Asmara, with the local delicacies like pizza and things like that. So the Italian culture is really infused in that town. Oh, fun fact, Eritrea actually has no official language, as the government says that all languages are equal in the country. The most commonly spoken languages are Tigray, which is the largest ethnic group in the country as well. The country is home to 9 different ethnic groups, with Tigray being the biggest one, and also English is spoken in the country too. So before we get into more facts about the country, I do want to talk about the Tigray conflict that's going on. And I know that this conflict is predominantly, it is in the Tigray region in Ethiopia, but this region borders Eritrea, and Eritrean soldiers have been have been recorded to go into the Tigray region as well to fight. So what is the Tigray conflict? I'm not too versed in this, and I don't want to speak on things I don't know too much, so I'll just give you the information that I know, and obviously there's a lot more, and I will link some articles that you can read down below. And also please do leave in the comment section below any information you have about this, and we can all learn together. So from my understanding, the Tigray conflict began when Abiy Ahmed came into power in Ethiopia, and he actually began by uniting the country and won a Nobel Peace Prize for creating peace with Eritrea and also uniting his country. But the problems arose when the TPLF, the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front, who represented the Tigray people, which make up about 6% of Ethiopia's population, but they had dominant power, political power, before Abiy Ahmed, and he dissolved the political parties before him and created a new coalition. He created the Prosperity Party, which the TPLF refused to partake in, and then Ethiopia postponed their elections due to the coronavirus situation, but the TPLF and the Tigrayan government decided to go ahead and have their own informal elections. This was a obvious defiance of the president's authority, and this is where the conflict really arose from. Abiy Ahmed said the country is in a state of emergency, and he actually declared war on the Tigray region. This is important because it's created the worst humanitarian crisis that we've seen so far, with over 200 people have lost their lives due to this conflict, and over 600,000 people have been displaced. It's said that out of the 6 million Tigray people within this region, that 5 million are in desperate need of food aid. So they're either dying by gunfire, getting crossed in the crossfires, or they're dying in by hunger. So how does Eritrea tie into this? Well, reports have said that the Eritrean government send their troops into the Tigray region to aid the Ethiopian government in attacking the TPLF. I don't want to sound one-sided. I don't have any stand in this, but I think it's important that we highlight and donate to the people, because obviously it's the civilians who are suffering the most and they are feeling this. So I will again link some reputable organizations that you can donate, and they can help the Tigray people by sending aid. So I wanted to just highlight that in this video, and I will go into detail when it comes to the Eritrean episode. So this is an ongoing conflict as I'm filming this of 2021. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but I thought it's important to highlight this. So let's get back into Eritrea. Eritrea is actually a one-party state, and they've had the same president since their independence day. The president has openly critiqued Western styles of democracy, saying that it's not the African way. I'm not too sure how I feel about this one, because obviously there are problems that would arise without a democracy and without people voicing their own opinion, but I don't know if it's working or not in the country. Please do let me know, any Eritreans watching this video, down below how you feel about a one-party state. Fishing is actually a sport in Eritrea, with a lot of tourists actually finding the activity fun. Eritrea is actually home to one of Africa's oldest ports. Odoli's port city is one of the oldest port cities in Africa, and it dates back to the Oxumite kingdom, which ruled all the way in 140 AD. Wow. Eritrea actually has the second largest coastline along the Red Sea after Egypt. The national animal in the country is the camel. So Eritrea is actually home to the Danakil Depression, and this is a geological depression where 3 different tectonic plates are actually rubbing against each other. It's created this kind of beautiful scenic area, but it's also highly dangerous, that area, and it's actually said to be the hottest place in the world. Livestock and gold make up the majority of the country's revenue. Eritrea is actually one of only 2 African countries that still use an indigenous form of writing style. This writing style is called Giez Abujida. I think I said that right. I hope I said that right. Cycling is a big sport in the country, and the country is actually home to one of the most difficult cycling routes, which is called the Asmara Karen Road. Eritrea has the 2nd largest archaeological and historical discoveries in Africa after Egypt. It's home to just under 80,000 archaeological sites, and it's where one of the oldest hominids was found. This hominid was over 1 million years old, and the country is said to be a haven for archaeologists. So I mentioned before that fishing is a big sport here, and actually the country is home to 14,000 different fish species, and of those 14,000, 17% of those fish species can only be found in Eritrea. Eritrea was actually part of the Aksum Empire, and this was a powerful empire between 100 AD to 940 AD. This empire spanned through the Horn of Africa and parts of the Middle East too, and it was a significant trading route between ancient India and the Roman Empire. All media outlets in the country are government owned. Eritrea is the only country in the world to have an allocated shoreline that's actually a reserve. Eritrea is actually also home to some small archipelago islands which are also part of the reserve as well. The Dalek Archipelago Islands collective is about 124 different islands. Majority of these archipelago islands are largely uninhabited, but you do have 2 islands which are, and those are Nora and Duhul, alongside the Hanish Islands, which some of them are owned by Eritrea as well, but those ones are inhabited. So those are the facts that I have about Eritrea. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, please do like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and do leave in the comments section below any interesting facts that you also have about Eritrea. Please do make sure you go to my website AdeolaSpeaks.com if you'd like to learn more about Eritrea or any African country, and if you'd also like to purchase some of our handmade African accessories, do go to our shop section at AdeolaSpeaks.com as well. And please also do check us out on our socials, Instagram at AdeAfrica_, and our Facebook and Twitter are AdeAfrica Travel. So please do make sure you go check those out as well and give them a follow. And thank you for watching my video. Please do subscribe down below if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.